Hey, top of the morning to y'all. Well, there was a little bit of activity on the old YouTube channel last night. I posted a video on breaking the Sabbath or breaking one of the commandments, and well, I guess there's a lot of folks out there with a lot of opinion on that. The only opinion I have on this subject matter is what the Bible says. Because if I add my point of view, then it's going to be wrong. My point of view means nothing. The wisdom that you hear me talking about and speaking about is the Bible only. So let's get into this. I'm over in Exodus 20. I'm going to pick it up at verse 8. At the only commandment that God wrote, out of all 618 or 19, I don't know, 617, I don't know, 600 something, it's the only one commandment that he said to remember. All right? So let's consider. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it shall you not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor the cattle, nor the stranger that is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth and the sea and all that in them is, and rested on the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Now, I think it's safe to say you can go get your calendar and start at day 1 on the calendar and count over 6 days. Now, I don't care what they call their day on that Gregorian calendar. I don't care if it says Saturday. I don't even care if it says Sunday. I don't care. Okay? I mean, Europe's doing something right now to the calendar that is... they still can't figure it out. If they would just stick to the original calendar, we'd be okay. But they keep trying to manipulate it because the Bible says that they seek to change times, days, and laws. And Alexander the Great started doing that way back when they started that first Sunday keeping church. Anyway, or first day of the week keeping church, I should say. He said to remember the Sabbath day. Why? He answers it. He says to keep it holy. So, let's go over here to Mark, the New Testament. Go to Mark. Let's go to the New Testament. Because I had somebody say, show me in the New Testament where he talks about keeping this Sabbath, where I should keep the Sabbath day. Okay. I'm up for that challenge. Let's go. Let's go over here to Mark. Mark chapter 2. Mark chapter 2. All right. I definitely will defend the Lord's sign between man and him, that we are his. Okay? Mark chapter 2, and I'm going to start reading at verse 2. I'm going to read verses 2 through 4. It says, and straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them. No, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. And they came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven you. But there were certain of the scribes sitting there, and reasoned in their hearts, why does this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, why reason you these things in your hearts? Whether is it easier to say to be the sick of the palsy, thy sins be forgiven you, or to say, arise and take up thy bed and walk? But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins, he saith to the sick of the palsy, I say unto you, arise, and take up your bed, and go thy way into thine house. And immediately he arose, took up his bed, and went forth. Hang on. Insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, we never saw it on this fashion. Okay, Mark 2. I must have wrote this down wrong here. It's Mark 3. Or no. I'm so sorry, you guys. Look at that. See there? This had me so shook up this morning. I wrote my numbers down wrong. It was just amazing to me what folks were saying on the old YouTube channel over there. I hope I answered you guys fairly and legitimately according to thus saith the Lord only. Now let me take you where I was going to take you, okay? So that just shows faith right there. Them men broke that roof off. They lowered that brother down there, and the Lord was like, hey, look, is it easier to say this or that? But that's not why I'm here. Matter of fact, we're going to stop this and start over.